Now, I'm not really one for, diving into speculation and rumours around transfers, especially at this stage of the season when there's nothing really concrete or put in place, and also the fact that this information is coming from the Daily Record, which you'll probably call into question the credibility of this newspaper. But I think that this rumour is a rumour worth talking about because it's something I genuinely do see could potentially happen come this summer. Now, before I jump into this transfer rumour, I want to let you know that the Blue Sea Patreon is now being launched. We're going to be putting a ton of effort into that, coming up with vlogs, coming up with audio-only podcasts. You get early access to videos and stuff like the Blue Room chat room where you can talk with me and Kieran, get to know us a bit more, we get to know you a bit more, and get involved with other fellow fans as well. So the link to that is down in the description if you want to go check it out. So the latest rumour going around, I know I've done transfer videos before and a lot of them have involved James Tavernier. The latest rumour is that Steven Gerrard's plotting a double swoop come the summer. Now, I don't really know whether it's solid or concrete, that rumour, but it's be something that to me, in my opinion, makes complete sense. Obviously, Gerrard knows the two players. He knows, the impact that Tavernier's had at Rangers. He knows the reliability of Goldson. They're two players that were a mainstay in his team, and if he knows that there's a slight pressure from the fans, or a large section of the Rangers fans, that these two players should be moved on and that kind of new era of leadership within the team, comes to fruition, then I'd fully expect Steven Gerrard to put his club's name in there to get that double transfer. Now, obviously, the amount of money that they're going to put forward, no one really knows. No one knows until a bid gets put in. But it does kind of, what makes it so interesting is the fact that, a lot of the fan base is completely split over whether to keep these two players or let them go. If you're asking about my opinion and what I want to happen, I'd love to keep James Tavernier. It's another debate around the captaincy. Obviously, we've called into question the captaincy, him getting the armband before, and obviously a lot of you have as well. But you hear from players who have played alongside him how good of a captain he is. So there's kind of almost contrasts there's no doubt that we need almost a rebuild of the leadership within the squad. We need to bring in players that are proven winners and have that winners mentality, which isn't an easy task and will require good funds, and the decent funds are going to come from selling our key players, and those happen to be the likes of James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, Lundstrom, the mainstays in the team. Obviously Lundstrom isn't going to, we don't even know if he's going to get a contract yet, but if he doesn't, then he's going to leave for free. It'd be decent to wipe that off the wage bill, but nevertheless. But I think for Connor Goldson especially, I know there's been a lot of controversy about what he said during a podcast about, not talking to the under-19s player. I'm not going to dive into that. I don't agree with the criticism going around round about that topic, but I do really start to think that it almost is time for us, especially in that back line, to get a new leader, get someone else in, allow John Souttar to play in his preferred position. Obviously I'd like to see Balogun stay, he's a solid backup, but I'd like to see us spend a good bit of cash on either, a really, really good centre-back, or, we've got Dujon Sterling there as well. If Tavernier leaves, and I've no doubt he'll do an incredible job in that right-back position, which is his position. But I think on the other side of the coin, I think it will be one of those cases where you don't really know what you've got until they're gone. Obviously, Tav's numbers are going to be ridiculously hard to replace. His goal contributions, obviously, you don't really know yet whether you're going to get a change in, whether that change in leadership is going to go well or not. Obviously, everything depends. The whole success of the club doesn't depend on two players. It depends on the recruitment. It depends on the team. It depends on things behind the scenes. It depends on the fans. It depends on a whole lot more than two players. No two players are bigger than the club, but I do really believe that it will be hard to replace Tav's goal contributions. However, if the numbers are right, then you've got to let these two players go. I'll be slightly more sad to see James Tavernier go, if he does go and these rumours are true. Goldson, as much as he's gave us good memories, gave us the Europa League run, he gave us 55. And in the past, for the bottom of my heart, like he's been enjoyable to watch. He's been solid. There's been a lot of games, in the past that he's almost every time the few occasions that he did end up missing for that back line, we really, really missed him. I've no doubt about his ability to organise a defence. However, I think this kind of dip in form towards the business end of the season has led a lot of fans to, want to almost see him move on and try on a new challenge. And he might be thinking that himself, he might not, he might want to stay, he might love the club, that form might pick up again, but that isn't the vibe you're getting from the fans. But in terms of the Steven Gerrard rumour, of course, I kind of want it to be true, but at the same time I don't, because I think we'd get decent cash for the two players still under contract, obviously. James Tavernier being the big one, being our key player, up there the top goal scorers in the league, top goal scoring right back in the UK. It's going to be ridiculously hard to replace him, and I'd love to see in the comments section what you think about this rumour. Do you want him to go? Do you want him to stay? What about Goldson? Do you want him to go? Do you want him to stay? Do you think that this rumour's got anything to it? And if so, do you expect them to be moved on this summer? Again, if you want my opinion, I'd quite like to see some change at the top of that hierarchy in the dressing room. But at the same time, it would be really sad to see the likes of James Tavernier move on. I think we would miss him. However, we've got Dujan Sterling there, who seems to be putting in unbelievable performances, seems to be developing with each and every game, and I've no doubt that he could do brilliantly in fitting in and almost, filling those boots. Maybe not numbers wise, but in terms of impact on the game, and obviously his defensive ability, which, will bring him more on the side of Rangers fans, in terms of judging his overall ability. But yeah, jump into the comments, let me know what you think. You know what I think. Remember, the Blue Sea Patreon is available. Go check that out. The link's in the description below next to our socials, and I'll see you next time.